Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Stockport, a brand new season. The transfer hat's back out again. You can hear it scraping on the chair. It is the most annoying thing in the world. I might have to get rid of this pillow just to facilitate me wearing this hat for the next several. Oh, it's not too bad actually now. Okay, still look ridiculous, but at least I'm comfy. So it is a brand new season. We are up in League One. It's a beautiful time to be alive. However, this has been a summer of struggles in many departments, as you're going to find out very soon. Thought we'd start off from Bruno Bridges just to show you that the lad is still here, still has 4 years left on his contract as well, 20 years old, the captain of this club, and he's going to lead us into the future, hopefully, and continue to improve, I hope. He really is still improving in a lot of areas, as you can tell. Apart from his flair, weirdly, and determination, that's a bit of a problem with the squad sometimes though, but physically he is really developing. Still only 20 years old too, so a long way to go with him. In case you were wondering who came up with us to the top flight, obviously you knew about Crew coming up automatically and Colchester, but the other team that came up was Barnet. They bloody did it, you know. They won 8-4 over Exeter in the semi-final bit, and I can't remember what the score was in the final. I don't know if I actually wrote it down. I think it might have only been 1-0. Point is, Barnet are up into League One with us, so both of the sides that got promoted into the Football League last year are both now in in League One. So that's one hell of a turnaround. Also, I've had some talk from people about the idea of me just doing a Discord server. Now, if you would like to see something like that, do let me know in the comments of this video. I'm just trying to kind of gauge interest in something like that. So if you are interested, let me know in the comments. If you see anyone else that's saying that, like their comment, just so I can kind of get an interest, a gauge on it, you know? You've done so well at creating characters I care about, as well as the team I want to see perform well, and that's an impressive turnaround from a couple of episodes ago when we looked like dropping into the playoffs. Yeah, but the thing is, creating the characters in this save, that's all you guys in the comments. The rumours thing has really kick-started this. Like, we kind of had this in previous saves, but it wasn't something that was there every episode. We had the normal Millington things, but now I feel like we've got way more characters. So, of course, keep it coming. We've got lots of new signings to show you. So, of course, get your rumours and chance, but rumours particularly in the comment section as well. Maybe go for some positive rumours this time around. Maybe for the real players. For the regens, have at it. Whatever you come up with, basically. And speaking of Regens, Bruno Bridges was voted Fans Player of the Year, which is not a huge surprise, really. What was a bit of a surprise is that Che Tilt won League 2 Player of the Year. I don't know why. He wasn't the top scorer, wasn't the top assister, didn't have the top average rating. Both Duxbury and Bridges, I believe, had higher average ratings than him in the end. And there was a guy from Colchester, but somehow Che Tilt won Player of the Year last year, so there you go. And also, Jason Banton is no longer with it. I mean, he's not dead. He's just left the club. His contract expired, and the best, you're going to love this, when he came to me, because you know when you let them go, they sort of can sometimes go, oh, I'll stay if you give me X amount. He wanted £1,200 a week to stay with us as a key player. Key player he wanted. So now he's a free agent, so enjoy that. Quote of the series: we're really going to struggle next year. QU absolutely nailing the league. Yeah, it has happened 3 times. This year, not going to be the case. I promise you that it's just not going to happen. Because unfortunately, and someone told me about this potential thing happening, is that we're exceeding our reputation growth to the point now where I was really struggling to sign players because they were there, and I know I'd identified who I wanted, but they wouldn't even enter talks with me. None of the things you can do to get them to talk to you were really working, and we've really struggled to sign players, and there's still some areas of the team that I think are desperately in need of players, and we're vastly running out of time to do it. I've tried. I went after a guy from Gillingham, but he wanted £6,000 a week, and the board would not, and that was with clauses too. The board just would not let me offer anything more than 4, and rightly so, frankly. £6,000 a week in League One. But there's no point in beating around the bush any longer. What you want to see is who we have signed. You might see some names in here that you don't recognise, but I couldn't not, you know. And there's a couple of players I wish I'd signed too, but they chose to go elsewhere. More on that in a minute. Okay, the hat's getting annoying now, taking that off. And it's, oh my lord, look at this. It's just washed this, and now I've got hat hair already. Now, firstly, it's worth pointing out that the transfer window hasn't actually finished yet, and there is one more signing that has yet to be confirmed, which is a very important one, believe me. I'll show you him anyway. But there's still some positions I haven't been able to fill, and I'm worried. But firstly, Elliot Kebby, amazing. This is crazy. Elliot Kebby has gone to Larne. Now, those of you that watch Jack's series with Larne over on his channel will know all about Elliot Kebby, because I'm pretty certain he had him in the first season. I don't know if he still has him, but yeah, it's so weird that Larne came in with a bid for him, and I've actually sold Elliot Kebby back over to Larne. So there you go. 4K, not too bad. He's off our books, and that's always nice. First piece of business into the club. It's Regan Booty. The Booty Man himself has signed for us on a permanent deal for £18,000. I mean, that is a bargain. I cannot believe how good of a deal we got on this. The reason I put the bid in, because we could have maybe got him for free, but I was worried that the moment it ticked over into that month where you could get the pre-contracts, that bigger teams would just be coming. And I thought, you know what, for £18,000, I'm happy to give 18k to pick up someone like Regan Booty, because I think last year he was probably one of the reasons we were doing so well. He had that little extra ability to pick a ball, as we saw from some of the stats we were looking at in the analysis episode. But his back injury towards the end of the season, I think that really cost us in places. So it's great to see him back at the club. He is on 2.2k a week, but we've got players on more than that now because of the way things are. But I think this guy could be really, really solid for us in a variety of positions, and that's what we needed. In that same vein, we have Stephen Lafferty, a centre midfielder. He's coming from Dungannon, which is a pretty cool... Again, we're pillaging the Irish leagues, as you would expect us to. Now, I'd actually sorted this deal out before the end of last year, but I had to cut the bit where I talked about it out of an episode because there just wasn't room for it. It was one of the ones that was already like 17 minutes. But I think, you know, for £20,000, I think there's a bit more over the next couple of years. I think this is a solid deal for us as a centre mid. He can do deep line, 10 passing, 15 vision, decent decisions. I think there's a lot to like about this guy. Tries long range passing. I think with the passing and vision, he could maybe get away with that. He's fairly professional. Still a lot of things about him that he's not super tall, but I think for a player that we can get for 20k with good potential, there's always room to improve this guy. Only on £500 a week. He's got a 2-year deal. I think he's a good signing, and he looks like an Easter Island statue, so it's win-win really, isn't it? Next up is Richie Latham. He is the guy that left Liverpool to join us at the end of the season. I did tell you guys about him, how we had him on trial. Solid, 12 heading, 13 marking, 10 tackling, a little bit on the low, unambitious. Next up is another young signer. This is, well, I'm guessing it's Jer O'Driscoll. Jer O'Gur. I'm guessing it's Jer. Who's come in from, who did he come in from? Athlone. He could sort of play as a defensive midfielder / centre back, but I feel like he's a sort of defensive midfield kind of option. That's where we'd probably play him. Some things leaving a little bit to be desired, but great teamwork again, solid work rate. He is only 5'6", so there's that. But he's only cost us £2,000. And now, a few free signings. This is Colin Rustler. I don't know if he's any relation to Uwe Rosler. Maybe, maybe not. He is a sort of... He can play at right back, but that's not really why I've bought him. I've bought him as a sort of defensive midfielder because he is a very solid player. And that 16 work rate is good. He's still only 5'9". Decent physicals. He's still only 21. He is not a Norwegian international yet, but he could well become one. Next up is another centre midfielder. This is Finlay Barnes. Again, join us on a free from Norwich City. Solid player. 13 passing, 13 vision. Again, I'm just looking at players with good passing and good vision for those central midfield roles, just to really bolster that midfield, because we do still have Paris Magoma, we do still have Booty as well, and we've also got Moody Moo. Lots and lots of players in those areas, and that pleases me. We're going to be able to rotate that midfield around like nobody's business this year, and that's good. Thankfully, we were able to sign a pretty solid centre-back in Regan Paul, was released by Manchester United. Good marking, good passing, good heading, good tackling. The very good passing as well. 12 passing and 9 vision for a centre-back is pretty good. He's more of a ball-playing defender, really. But, like, he can still do a job as a centre-back, a very solid job as well. He's only 5'10", so that's the slight downside to that. But he is quite, he's reasonably fast for a centre-back anyway. Good natural fitness, decent stamina. Still only 23 years old. He is on 1.7k a week, but I figured to get another solid centre-back to partner John Gray with Cameron John, Feeney, Latham, Casey, who's come back on loan as well, I think there's a lot of options in that. And Max Ram, of course. And the final free transfer is Callum Gribbin. I think he is the best signing we've made. Now, the one downside with Gribbin, of course, is the fact that he's an attacking midfielder, really, but he can play all over the park, and he's not going to be able to play that. Although I'm still thinking of an idea with a system that actually does involve a attacking playmaker type of situation. Point is, this guy has just got some absurd stats. 16 dribbling, greater free kicks for the dead ball situations too, passing of 14, vision of 15, so we could deploy him if we wanted to as a deep line playmaker without a problem. His positioning is very, very poor though, so we could even put him up front as a deep line forward with that kind of situation, because he's got 12 finishing and 15 first touch. He's the ultimate utility man, really, and I know that a lot of people have had success with this guy in the past, so when the opportunity came to sign him for free, I thought, you know what, let's do it. He's on 2.8k a week, making him our highest paid player, but I just didn't see a downside to bringing in this guy because he's already worth nearly 300k and we got him for free. And our final signing in is this lad. This is Andy Davidson. He's coming from Lincoln City. Now, the moment that they weren't promoted was the moment I swooped in on this lad because I've been had my eye on him for a little while. Now, there's a few PPMs that I'm not too pleased with. Argues with officials, I want to get rid of. Comes deep to get ball is fine because he is a deep line playmaker by trade anyway. And I think this guy has got real long-term potential with us. He has cost us £350,000 over the course of the deal. It's like a structured one. But 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's only 18 years old. I thought this was a bit of a no-brainer to try and bring this guy in. And there were clubs in like the Championship trying to go after this guy, and I just got in there basically. And I think he's going to be a pretty solid lad for us over the coming seasons. And again, hopefully he'll grow with the team and can really forge a place this year. But you'll notice, no new striker. I just haven't been able to find one. I went after the Gillingham guy, nothing doing, and I couldn't seem to find any wingers. There was one guy who was released by Man City, but he went to Wigan instead. Henry Ogunbi, I think his name was, and I could not find a single player worth going after on that left inside forward role, and that's really bothering me. And the other transfer that has yet to happen is this one. This is Josh Doherty from Crawley Town, who of course have been relegated. He is basically about to sign the deal. We've got everything agreed. We're just waiting for the trail for it to go through. He is going to be the sort of the new Scott Duxbury on that left hand side. He's not amazing, but I think there's enough there for me to go, you know what, this guy is a pretty solid deal. I can't remember how much he's going to cost us. About £90,000, I think. So I think it's a solid. It might even be less than that. So with all of those players, let me know the rumours and stuff. I'll be very interested to get those players' stories started, particularly the regens, but go after the real ones too, of course. It's going to be a very tough season, so we're going to have to expect to lose a few games, but I'm just hoping to stay up this year, maybe mid-table. We'll see. Although, in all honesty, I'm not opposed to starting Gribbin in that position if I need to. So as you can see, this is kind of, I planned out a kind of lineup that we'd probably go with, but obviously it's subject to change. Hemmings in there with Shadipo and Tilt, player of the year last year, you can't go wrong there. Moody Moo and Davidson in the midfield with Rustler sitting in behind, Duxbury, Poole, Gray and Bridges with Molden in goal. That's the current starting lineup, but it's massively subject to change. I'm still thinking about the idea of having an attacking midfielder in certain games where the DM is just not doing anything, but I need to think, what role do you think we should have as our attacking midfielder? Like, if we're not going to have this DM in some games, where do you think we should put him? Do you think it's worth having him as an attacking mid? That seems to be the only place I could put him, really. I don't want three in the middle. So what role do you think he should have in the team? So we've got Gribbin that can play up there and Ash Conway as well. Yeah, so that's the team we're going to go with. On the bench, Murphy, Casey, Gribbin, Cope, Kakay, Booty and Chris Thorpe. I noticed they've actually got Luca Della Torre, the former Fulham player, playing for them. So there's that as well. My God, that is a deep-ass system. They appear to have Curtis Tilt. Is he related to Che? Honestly, I'd be happy if we just didn't get relegated this year. That is the plan for me. I know I say it every time, but I really do feel like that's the case this season. But we'll see. We'll do our best to analyse. Some of the players still aren't up to full match fitness. We have had a decent number of friendlies, but yeah, just rotating everybody around. Plus, when you don't play the friendlies, your assistant makes the substitutions quite early, and I just didn't have time to sit and go through them. They'll get their match fitness up to scratch pretty quickly, though, I would have thought. Duxbury out wide. Cuts inside, but he's lost the ball there to Wheeler. This is what I mean about the added quality of this league. Wheeler's ball in. And, oh my God, Southend could have been in front inside 30 seconds. Molden bails us out yet again. Southend look really, really decent. Wheeler? Oh, and Hyam puts it in. Luke Hyam scores for Southend United. They've been vastly the better side in this game so far. Absolutely no doubt about it. Completely dominating us currently. And it's not even as though they're playing balls over the top. They're just playing through us. These guys were a championship side last year, remember. We're just last ditch. Everything just deflects, and Hyam's there. 1-0 Southend already. What do we do now? Here we go again, Davidson. And Hyam's gone through the back here, and he might be gone. He is! In the first half, the goal scorer for Southend United has been red-carded. This looks like the perfect day to try out Callum Gribbin in that role. Ball in. Gray's header! Oh my God, the goalkeeper manages to whisk that away. We should be level. I'm very tempted to get Callum Gribbin on at half-time and give us an extra man in a forward position. Again, that overload in the back post. Moody Moo clears it, and he's going to get a run away here. They just allowed him to do that. Look at the space out wide. Moody Moo, can he find it? He does. Shea Tilt! Saved by the goalkeeper. We should be level in this match right now. Okay, so Hyam managed to score a goal for them and then get sent off in the first half. We have to make the most of this opportunity. They're going massively down this left-hand side, so we're going to firstly try and cut that out. I assume that was with Hyam, so I don't see that happening somehow. They're actually sticking with this system. We're going to push Bruno Bridges up to a wing-back on that side because we can just overload them. They're only going to have their full-back there. And if they change the system, then we'll switch it up. But this is a plan is emerging. I'm also thinking of a substitution now and getting Gribbin on for Rustler up there and play him as a Trek just to have an extra body in that position. Weird-looking system, I know, but we have to try something here. But you can see what I mean about how they just seem to be able to cluster this back post area, and I simply cannot seem to stop it from happening. Here we go. We've won the ball here. Duxbury, Gribbin, bringing it forward. We've got men surging down the left-hand side. Can he pick one out? He finds Shadipo. Can he pick one out? Oh, and saved by Oki. Or Oxley, rather. Where did Oki come from? Davidson. Oh, what a goal! Andy Davidson scores his first ever goal for Stockport County. Bruno Bridges with the assist, but what a finish that is from Davidson. Duxbury throws it in short. Bruno Bridges picks it up, just drops it off for Davidson. But what a strike this is! Drives into the space and just bang! Bottom corner, in off the post, and we are level at Roots Hall. Right, what do now? Oxley, looking long. Nobody there at all. Great. Oh, that's a bit poor from him, but we've won it back with Davidson. With Davidson and Gribbin in this team, we have got a lot of creative ability. Harry's just looking into the channel, which is long. Oh, what the hell? Wait, what on earth happened there? Great save from Malden again, but what the hell happened there? Finds Bridges. Back post, Moody Moo heads it wide. Okay, the chances are coming. Duxbury's free kick. Maybe we'll score one. Ball in. And it's a penalty? Really? Well, it's definitely Kane Hemmings to take it. I don't know what the penalty was given. Oh, Sam Smith pushed John Gray, apparently. Come on, Kane. Score yourself a goal in League One. Kane Hemmings, saved by Oxley. Ah, here we go again. Duxbury's free kick. Takes it short this time. I could feel the winner. Andy Davison is going to shoot again, isn't he? Oh, saved by Oxley. Here we go again. Duxbury. Barnet have got a couple of goals back. Bruno Bridges. Duxbury takes it short for Bruno Bridges. Davidson! Saved by Oxley again. Oh, how have we not scored a goal? Come on. We're getting a bit more joy from long throws this year than we were last season, that's for sure. Bruno Bridges! Chris Thorpe, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. Ah, I don't believe it. I think we've been a bit unlucky tonight, frankly, to only get a draw here. It's a good result, a draw away at Southend, but Kane Hemmings missed the penalty. We had the chances in this one. Andy Davidson is man of the match, and rightly so. That's a good sign for me, but it does concern me that we weren't able to take those chances. 14 shots on target and only 1 goal, and it wasn't like we were banging them from range either. Mark Oxley had a whale of a time in goal for them. Oh, that's such a shame. What a chance that was to get our first win of the season away from home and really get firing on the mark. There's definitely a lot of positives in this game, though. The fact that we've managed to play so well. Yes, I know they had 10 men, but we were really taking advantage of that in terms of on the pitch. We just could not find that second goal. Well, there we go. A point on the opening day. Could have been a lot worse with the way that we were starting that match, but it also could have been so much better for us. With the 4 relegation places in this league, we are going to have to be careful. But I think if we can keep putting in solid performances and maybe make a couple more signings, then there might well just be enough for us to do a reasonable job this year. That's the hope anyway. So we've got a tough little run of fixtures. Well, I don't really know if it's tough or not. We've got Walsall and Scunthorpe, and obviously Derby in the EFL Cup, and then Oxford at home. I might come back and do the Crew game, since it's a game against someone from our league, possibly a bit of more of a winnable one. I really don't know how we're going to do in these other games, to be honest. We'll have to see, but I really do think we need some more players in the attacking areas, because that was our main fault in that match. It was, our goal was scored by our deep-lying playmaker. But anyway, if you have enjoyed that, then do drop a like on the video. That'd be awesome. We still took a point in our first game in League One, and we're unbeaten, and that's the main thing. And then that's, yeah, cool. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this in your inbox every single day at 6 o'clock. And I'll join you guys in the next episode for the Crew game. Maybe we can get a couple more signings over the mark and just be a little bit stronger going into that match. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.